fire ring back there. Somebody took a wash tub.
Really?
Left it there, yeah. It's all rusted. No place to get level though. And I think it would have been muddy.
Hey everybody, welcome to our next exit. Well, join us today on our 50-mile trek from Wild Horse Reservoir up to the little town of Jarbidge. It's the most remote town in the lower 48 states.
Wow.
We're driving today, and it's going to be packed full of surprises, and some good and some bad. So come along and let's show you the road to Jarbidge, Nevada. So as most of you know, Pearl usually drives our RV, and this is about a 2-day trip for us to get up to Spring Creek from Yuma. But we got waylaid by windstorms, pretty big windstorm, and some rain and some snow. So all in all, it took us about 5 days to get up here to Spring Creek to visit our daughter, son-in-law, grandson, great-granddaughter, and we're going to spend a couple of weeks. But they've got lives to live, they got things to do, so we'll generally stay there 3 or 4 days, and then we'll go off and do something. And then luckily, if we have time, we come back, stay another 3 or 4 days. So our daughter told us about Jarbidge, Nevada up here, and she'd never been there, but had heard it's a pretty cool place for if you want to go camping or just seeing sights. So we decided to take a couple of days and go up to Jarbidge. We knew it was early in the season and the roads could be closed, but if we could just find a place to camp out, that's what we was looking for. Spend a couple of days up in the wilderness, maybe with a little luck by a creek or something. And if we make it to Jarbidge, okay. If we don't, we turn around and come back. We've turned around and come back before. So this is the route we took. So we left the paved road down here at Wild Horse Reservoir, and we went about 15 or 20 miles up here where this little pen is. A pretty decent roads, and it was nice, or more than nice. But then it started getting a little sketchier.
Somebody came through and chopped down a tree.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. I thought that was
in the road.
The end of our trip.
Yeah, that was going to be a hairy turnaround. Wow.
That's good seeing that somebody's kind of cleaning it up a little bit.
Yes.
So we should be able to keep going.
Yes, I hope so. Wow, look at there.
Yeah.
Up this way. They're out of the way. Thank goodness.
Oh, look at that up there.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty neat.
Wow. Interesting. Oh, bridge. Rocks.
That's been quite the water crossing. That's going pretty good.
Yeah.
So somebody's cleaned these, scooted these rocks over. You can see how there are little rocks where they smashed up. They scooted them out of the way.
Wow, somebody did. Because they came right down from here. Wow. Yep. Somebody did it.
Thank you, somebody.
Exactly. Look at that water running.
So I was saying that'd be quite a water crossing. We might chicken out on that one.
Thank you very much. This part of we is going to chicken out on it, thank you.
Jarbidge, 30 miles. Oh, we made a pretty good one. Rolling 7.
Okay.
So far, it's been a perfect day. Somebody's gone ahead of us, cleaned the trail, and we've had no issues. we're even still on the right trail.
This guy wasn't quite so fortunate. I have no idea what that is. But it's not coming out. So there's a Jeep right over here, and then this red one.
So I'm pretty sure that this road holds a lot of secrets. A lot of things have gone on. Those cars went off the road years ago, and we thought that was interesting. But little did we know, there's plenty more cars that's gone off the road too. Just down the road, we found another one.
It's deceiving.
What is?
The ruts. You don't think you're in it, but the car's acting like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hood's up here.
So we don't really see any reason why those cars ended up going off the road. The trail has been pretty nice so far, and there's tracks going down it recently, I think. So we felt like the trail's going to be just fine. But I'm guessing with these steep mountains and that river and the trail right beside the river, that road can get pretty nasty when it gets wet, whether snow or rain or whatever. But for us today, it's just beautiful. But what lies ahead? We don't know. So we use an app called Onyx, and it has all the off-road trails and kind of gives you an idea of where the trails are, how tough they are, and it's got a rating system. 1 through 3 is easy, and they're colored green, and then 4, 5, and 6 are a little tougher. They're moderate trails. And 4 is kind of our comfort level. We have done a 5 before, but 4 is kind of where we're at. We're new at this, and we don't have a great skill set in this off-road trail riding, but we're learning. So we right as we come up on that blue section, you saw the rocks right up here. This shows a bypass. This green line is supposed to be a bypass trail, but it turned out to be a campsite. And an awesome campsite. It's right on the river, and it's got some trees and some it's just perfect. So we decided let's spend the night. And I got out once we got parked. I got out and walked that whole blue section. It's about 1.5 miles to make sure it was something that we could handle, and it wasn't bad at all. So we spent the night. Really, we spent 2 nights. It was so nice. Just sitting around the campfire. There was no wind. The weather was perfect. Cooking meals outside, reading our books, had a great 2 days.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, 'cause babe, I'm into you.
What you got going on, baby?
Cooking up Philly cheesesteak.
Alrighty, that was pretty good. Hey, like a campsite.
I think it's a pretty good
I
campsite.
think it's pretty sweet. Got us a little bitty creek. Nice little fire pit. And then there's a big old, more than a creek in my mind over there. Nowhere close to a river, but pretty good little stream. Pearl's over there cooking up some grub. Tinker's sitting there being just such a good puppy dog. And we're going to have dinner and a glass of wine and start a little campfire.
It's time for you and me, baby, to make up our minds. Some say that it's the little things, I say that it's a big old ring. Anything to hear you say I do. It ain't the way that you see me. It ain't the way that you kiss. It ain't the way that you please me. It's just the way that it is. The way that it is. The way that it is. It's just the way that it is.
So I got to say, that was an awesome. It was 3 days and 2 nights. And for Pearl and I, it was perfect. We are, to be honest, we're closer to 80 than we are 70. And we get asked regularly, why would you buy a rooftop tent? And why would you want to drive off into places like this? Well, this is a perfect example. When we're driving along and we find some place that's just perfect, we can pull over and spend the night and stay. We don't have to get to Jarbidge, or we don't have to go back to the RV or go back home. This is what we're looking for, to go out and look at these places, explore a little bit. And if we find a cool place, stop, spend the night. We usually have 3 or 4 days worth of food, and we're pretty prepared as far as food and clothing and blankets and stuff. Although we do get cut short, we have got cut short on blankets a couple of times. But this is what it's all about. But I hope we don't have to drive up towards them snow-covered mountains up there. That looks a long ways off, and hopefully our trail goes a little bit different, but looking at our app, we could be headed that way. Okay, let me tell you kind of what's going through our mind. The name of the trail that we got to drive today is called Purple Pancakes Fly at Midnight. I don't know how I got that name, but I just about guarantee you it earned it somehow. I just don't know how. We are down here where the red dot is at our campsite. We can look up and see snow-covered mountains back in the back. Oh, we can't see them, but with the drone we can see them. And we've got 3 blue sections, moderate. I think they're all rated 4, so they shouldn't be too bad. But right outside of our camp, we got to go through those rocks. A little bit further up, there's another one that looks pretty short. I got no idea what it is. And then way up at the end of the trail, there's that little tiny section where all those trails come together of blue. And then Jarbidge is way up there in the far corner, 12 miles away. I'm really pretty comfortable that we're going to make it because it's been so nice so far. But one thing that dawned on me, and Pearl and I talked about it this morning at breakfast while she was doing her hair, there hadn't been a single vehicle pass the road in front of us. We've been here 3 days, 2 nights. I thought we'd see somebody and we could ask them, how is the trail going from here to Jarbidge? No. Not a single vehicle. It's not a big concern. This is the middle of May. It's kind of early. So not a lot of people out just kind of playing around in the mountains. But add it all up, it was a little concerning. But we were still flying pretty high and anxious to get to Jarbidge and see what this little mountain town looked like. So come on and let me show you how this adventure ended. So as we got to climbing up in elevation, getting up close to that 8,000 foot mark, you start seeing snow in the background and on the edges, but it wasn't a concern because it just looked like it was in the distance and wasn't going to affect us. What I was concerned about was this ridge on our right and then the drop off. There was a foot or two on the right and a couple of foot on the left, so there's plenty of room, no problem. But if we was to meet a car, it's been 3 days, we haven't seen a single car, but if somebody else was silly enough to be up here and we was to meet them, which one of us is going to back up? Now, I used to be a pretty fair at backing up horse trailers and boat trailers and all that kind of stuff, but I don't want to be backing up around these curves, and literally we would have to, whoever backed up probably is going to back up a mile or two. You look how long you can see along this whole ridge line. There's no place to pull over. You possibly could climb up the side of the hill here and get enough room, but that's not going to be fun. I saw an ad one time for, I think, Warren winches, but it showed a Jeep coming around this mountain curve with no extra room to spare. Now my brother Steve, he can back up a truck pretty darn good, way better than I can. And he might say, yeah, I could back up on this here ledge, but I wouldn't want no part of that. And even better than my brother, we've got some friends, Ron and Sharon. Ron used to be a truck driver, and he's pretty proud of his backup skills. He's talked about it quite a bit. He pulls an Airstream, and he would probably say, with his Airstream, he could back up around this curve. But not me. I'm not looking forward to that at all. That's just plumb crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, he wants me to walk through the snow and the mud puddle. Dadgummit.
So while snow was on my mind, I really got excited when I saw this little bit of snow on the road. We was going to get a little bit of footage of driving through the snow.
Little snow on the road.
Still, my number one concern was meeting another Jeep or something, and one of us, well, first having that discussion on who's going to back up, and then if it was me, having to do it. Little did I know what was up the road just ahead of us. Yeah, that's it. I got my snow all right. That snowbank's got to be 8 or 10 foot tall. What do? Well, I'm up here stressing out about how am I going to get over this thing, or I know I can't turn around. I'm going to have to back up for, it's got to be a couple of miles. So while I'm up here stressing out, Pearl's out there walking around coming up with a plan, and she comes up with a pretty good plan. She always wants to do something cantankerous.
Well, that'd be nice.
And I think
Yeah.
you can't back up very far, but I think you can do it.
Well, we can back up pretty far.
No, because it's all soft and you're going to get,
I don't think so. But yeah, we can turn around here probably.
yeah.
So unfortunately, we didn't get any video of us turning around, but we made it. We've got a winch, but there's nothing to hook to except maybe that rock up here at the top. But it's pulling up, and I was afraid that'd take the weight off the front wheels, and we'd never, it'd start rolling back. But luckily, put it down in 4-low, and it just backed right down that grade. Even though it's really steep, it would back down probably 5 foot, and we pulled right out. Didn't spin a tire or nothing. It was great. So once again, Pearl saved the day. And now we got 40 miles to go to get back to the paved road, and then another 50 to get back to Spring Creek to see the kids before dark. But we made it.
I'll get some of this. So when I saw this water cut in the road, I started thinking, what if the road is washed out up ahead?
Washed out, yeah.
Remember when I said that?
Yep.
And then we just go around the corner. Damn snowstorm.
We weren't washed out, we were snowed out.
Snowed out. That had to be 10 feet deep, I think.
Oh, no kidding. It was not a good sight to see.
What did you think, sweetie? Did you think we should think about it? You said you wanted to get a stick
I
and
said
go
I
poke
wanted to
it.
get a stick and see how deep it was,
Yeah.
but after you walked over and saw how steep it was on the other side, it's like, nah.
I think it was 10 feet deep, every bit
Probably,
of that.
yeah.
Because the road on the other side of it,
Was way down.
it was way down. And then who's to say there's not another one just around the next corner?
Boy, howdy.
So live and learn.
Live and learn.
We got 40 miles. We got to turn around and go back 40 miles.
To get back to the highway,
Yeah.
go the other direction. You're okay, baby girl.
We got a little over half a tank of gas, so we should have plenty.
Good.
And we've done the trail already, so we know it ain't too bad. Alrighty.
So people often ask us, of all your travels, where's the favorite place that you've ever gone to? And Pearl and I always say our favorite place to be is together. And that's what this whole trip was. Yeah, we're sad we didn't get to go to Jarbidge, but it was fun hitting that snowbank and no damage, no stress, no nothing. And that campsite was perfect. That's exactly what we were hoping for. We had the best time. I got to sit and play with my little campfire, poor read her book and her play with the puppy dog. That's what it's all about. So, you know as much as we know about when purple pancakes fly at midnight as we do. And that's where we're going to end it. We don't know why, but they do. So until we see you guys again next time, keep the wheels rolling, stay safe. We'll see you at the next exit, folks. Bye-bye.